last year, ICE
Okay, I
agents
just wanted to
arrested
record this
him
because
outside the newly
this
opened
is
ICE jail
ridiculous.
run by
Is this like a mayor
GEO
as well,
called
concept?
Delaney Hall in
And
Newark.
it's racist
Mayor
because
Baracco was
in
there
America
with
that's
3
what's happening,
Democratic
and
members of
I'm
Congress
hoping
from New
to
Jersey
start
for an oversight
talking
tour.
about
I
stuff
want to go to
because
Mayor
reform
Baracca speaking to Democracy
is
Now!
winning,
Last year.
and that can't happen because it's basically Trump but British. So this will happen.
You investigate first, then make an arrest. You don't arrest people, then investigate it. I mean, that's exactly what happened. And they fingerprinted me.
Mayor of
They took a
Newark.
mugshot. I mean, they did it twice. One time when I got arrested, and the other time when I was in court.
This fucking stuff.
You know, I think it was overkill. Something of that.
Sorry,
That
I've just
small,
woke
I
up,
should have
so
got
I
a blue
look like shit.
summons. They could have mailed that to my house and told me to appear in court for some kind of violation, but they humiliated me, they cuffed me, they dragged me in the car, and took me to the cell. They did all these things.
And Reform
that
are
wasn't
that.
warranted. It was
They
completely
like this.
unwarranted.
They're in the same boat. Like,
So
do
Ned
not
Parker,
vote them
can
in.
you talk about what
And people who
happened
want
to
them
Mayor
in are
Baracca,
racist,
and
are
also
part
to
of,
New Jersey Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, who is
not allies
indicted
to
as she
Pride,
tried to protect the mayor.
trans people, or non-binary, or anything.
Well,
It's
and
just,
that's
what
a
are you
good example,
doing?
because all of these cases,
And women,
we had to debate
and
them as we
children,
went through
and
every single
and
one.
Epstein
Now,
class
is there
people.
a,
Like, what are we doing?
political
Like, just
motivation,
stop it.
For
Because this will
these
happen
efforts
to
at
people
what we're calling
in Bournemouth
retribution.
and
with the
more
arrest of
places
Mayor Baracca,
vote
he was,
Reform
that seemed to us to be very clear.
in
One, he
the
had
general
left
election. If that
facility,
happens,
and,
it will
based on
be
different accounts and
just
research, it seemed there
like
had been
what is happening in America.
consultations about,
Do we want that? We're not
deciding
stupid,
to arrest him.
but
And
a
then,
lot of people
course, the
aren't
charges
actually
were dropped.
are
And
watching
with the
these things.
Congresswoman, I
And
thought what was very
if I just say,
significant
oh yeah, I've just been
was
watching
formerly, the Justice
the news and
Department,
stuff on
and it still
YouTube,
exists, but it had a
people just
section
go,
called the,
oh, you're not doing
Public
proper research.
Integrity
You just be like,
section. That
oh,
was sort
it's
of
biased and all that.
guardrail
It's like,
against,
there's
politically
ground
motivated
news. I watch the
investigations.
Midas
Well,
Network.
this unit,
I watch.
was
I
decimated
don't watch
this
Trump
year.
Fox
It went down
because
from
it
being
is
in the double
propaganda.
digits
But
to just a
I'm
handful of people.
I'm not
And at the
just
time,
I
through our own
cite
reporting
sources.
and
I make
investigations,
sure,
at the time of this
and I
incident in
watch
Newark,
stuff from both sides
the administration
just to see what the
had
other side is
ultimately
thinking
decided
and
not to
their viewpoints.
consult the public
And
integrity
I'm
section
open
about
minded and
whether
stuff,
or not
but there's a
they
line.
could
There's a
target
line,
and
and
prosecute
I'm just
a
trying to
mayor
protect
and a congresswoman.
people.
So all
Like,
of that spoke to
people
us about
are
how
so kind
both
of
the
into that
president
thing
and his
of, oh, it's the
administration
migrants coming
were
over,
flexing their
taking our
muscles
jobs.
and trying
Like,
to
I got my
assert
hair
themselves
cut, and
on
this
charged
barber
issues against
asked,
those they
like,
would see
commented
as,
on the fact that there was a lot of
opposition
Polish people
voices.
around, wasn't there? And I'm like,
And of course, the
there has
Congresswoman's
been
case
Polish
is still
people
going on.
around before your barbershop opened, mate. And it's always been multicultural, and it wasn't a problem before. Like, even me being non-binary is a problem, but I've just been, I can at least go back and just be like, oh no, I'm a woman. And I've been a tomboy my whole life, and I've always dressed like masculine, but feminine as well. But now, I've taken down all my non-binary stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just a woman. But, and I go out dressed how I normally would dress, and I get people looking at me as if they're like questioning, am I a man? Am I this? You know, even when I go into the female toilets in the salon centre, I get weird looks. That's what it means when it says that these trans laws, which is like 1% of the population in America, and I don't know how much here, but like, they're saying it's our rhetoric and it's our this and this, and I say our because non-binary people are under the trans umbrella, but let's just fucking just this isn't about the trans thing. This isn't what it is, but it's not. I want to protect those people, and you should too, because they are not the problem. They never have been. And when people were like, "Oh, it's your ideology," it's like, whoa, we're not out. We have one Pride Day, and we're not out on the streets going, we're being oppressed, like Christians. And it's not even like, I'm not anti-religion, but some of the Christians I've spoken to, like, there's a couple of Christians in Boscombe Promenade, and I was trying to be open-minded and just talking about beliefs in the universe, and I got a kind of lecture on how I wasn't talking to God because I wasn't calling him by his real name. And I said, what's his real name? And he went, Christ. And I went, okay, but what does that mean? And I was like, I'm I mainly go towards Buddhism, but I'm not sure how it works. And I was really trying to have an open conversation, and he was the most closed off person ever. And his friend just went, "You need to read more books," to me. Like, I didn't read books, and I didn't know what I was talking about. I even said, I don't know. I know I don't know everything. I am trying to learn. I'm trying to talk to you. And why can't we, as different opposing religions or ways of life, just get on? And he ended up acting like I was annoying him, or how dare I question his thing, even though I didn't question it at all. I just asked, I asked questions, and I got basically shut down as I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's what I mean. Either it's because they are like, "Oh, I can't figure out if you're, trans or whatever," or I wasn't, I was wearing makeup that day, so it's like, I'm a woman, so obviously I don't know what I'm talking about either. I need to read more books. I'm really worried. Please don't vote for reform in the general elections. It's like Brexit, but 10 million times worse. We need to get back into Europe, where we're safe, because I don't feel safe. I feel less safe than and like I said, I can at least be like, oh, non-binary, so, and I can seep back into like womanhood, and hopefully, but like I said, even as a woman, and because I have short hair and I'm a tomboy and I am masculine sometimes, I now get that, and that's just because of what's happened in Trump land, and yeah, because even before Trump, there was the people complaining about people coming over in boats all the time, which I was always like, yeah, that is horrible and racist and stuff. But we didn't have the you can't be trans, and this is all a problem. It's you. It's, oh my God, that was very an American thing, and it was still on the fringes. But now it's like the main thing. It's like, don't talk about the fact that Trump is in the Epstein files over 1 million times and is a pedo and has been, not arrested, he has been charged, no, he's indicted or whatever for actual, misconduct with a minor, right? Big Four. And he lies all the time, and Farage is totally in his pocket, or wants to bring that Project 2025 into England, into Britain, and we have never been like that. We have always been British stuff, and even conservative British people are worse now. And I've noticed, like, the Echo is our only paper. Wait a minute, because if that's our only paper, and I'm sorry, but the Echo does lean towards conservatism way more, why don't we have a paper for the Labour or the left part of Bournemouth? I would like to make that. So if somebody would like to make that, then, can we talk, please? Because I'm worried for minorities and marginalised people, LGBTQ plus, trans, neurodivergent people, all of those people, women, children. I don't have kids, but I have people around me who have kids, and it's like they have become worse and more narcissistic and more like, hanging around Nazis, like stuff like that is actually happening around me, and it's like, dude, you are the Epstein class. Like, I'm afraid of for the women in my life that I know are I know they're safe. It's just in general I am worried for them, because I'm getting scared of the way certain men and not all men, because we know it's not all men, okay, but it's some men, so we've got to be worried for all of them. That's just how it works. I'm sorry, that's the logic. We want good, honest, decent men who can actually look after us, and they say they want to look after us. They make the women feel like we're lesser, so we have to be looked after. We can't go out and work, so we have to be stay-at-home wives. But at the same time, they complain that we don't do anything and we're always hassling them for money. And one, we're not, and two, we don't want to, because I want to work. I want to go to university and work and come back and help people, like work for With You or work for the CMHT or something, because these services are going. And that's the thing, reform will take away the NHS. Have you seen the adverts? I'm on YouTube a lot, but I see the adverts already. There is way more adverts for like not just Bupa anymore. It's what's it? It's the insurance adverts for health, and they're great adverts, but it's very like, oh, I see it coming. I see it. It's like Dead Street. Like, sorry, but my teeth. Sorry. I want this to be real. This is my real, like, me saying how I feel, and I don't, we need to get away from this AI. Like, AI can be good. It can be used as a good tool, but the tech billionaires and CEOs in Silicon Valley, they really are just trying to like get as much money as possible, and they don't give a shit about us, and they just want to release the AI, and it's not AGI. It is a bubble. It is a lot of fear mongering. Right, we are not in cyberpunk yet, but if we carry on down this route, we will be. Like, by the time, probably at the end of my generation, like, that would be more, well, actually, right about the time that 2077, yeah, I can see that if we carry on down this route. And by the way, I love Blade Runner. I'm a cyberpunk kind of aesthetic person myself. I love Vaporwave, I love all that, but also Terminator is one of my favourite films, and it's like, I get it that don't give up our critical thinking and our thoughts for ourselves and our free speech. And I know we don't have a constitution here, but we have human rights, and human rights comes, like, we got less human rights when we came out of Brexit, out of Europe, and we need to get back in there, because yeah, that's our right to do this. That's my right to do this. In Trump's America, people like me or people who want to call out are getting repressed or worse. And in America, they're being arrested. They're being put on named things. Like, there's all this surveillance. It's Big Brother in 1984 in the way that we've got cameras in our houses because they made us want to have them. Like the Amazon doorbell. I want that because I now feel that I'm unsafe enough, that I think everything needs to be recorded, but that's not good for my mental health. That's not good for anybody's mental health. There's a psychological thing that the more we are surveilled, we don't act safer. We aren't safer. We are more paranoid, and we end up like North Korea, telling on our neighbours. Like, that's what I mean. When I first moved into this block and had my pride flags up, I definitely got a lot of pushback in not like ways that I could prove, but it was a feeling, and people in like in LGBTQ plus and neurodivergent and minorities, we get what we're talking about. You get what I mean if you're watching this and you understand from one point of view, or just women in general. We need to come together. And we need to start trusting each other, and trust me, I don't want to be a hypocrite, I'm the first to say, I am shit at socialising. I isolate. I feel very awkward when I go out. This is easier for me, but I'm still, like, hung up about, well, not so much how I look anymore, because the message is more important now. But I'm still worried about pushback. I'm worried about, I've got, like, my jumpsuit and stuff on the back, it says fuck Trump and everything, and I need to update that to be like, no, don't vote for a Farage. And yeah, I do out of the corner of my eye, even though, yes, it could be the Tina. I'm also not, I have insight, but I am showing signs of psychosis, like magical thinking, and everybody in the world seems to be all having a mental breakdown. So everybody, and AI is making it worse because AI psychosis and echo chambers. So you've got to be careful with your biases. That's why I make sure I check my biases by doing ground news, and I don't just. I know when I'm on a YouTube rabbit hole that is gone too far, and I'm like, no, wait. This is just one point of view that is making me and putting words in my mouth. So I go back. But that's something you've got to train. That's media literacy. I try and tell this to some of my friends that it's like you're getting hacked loads and stuff on your phone because and losing money because you're going to websites that are bad, and yeah, you no offense, but some like people are, because if it's like getting scammed, like OEPs back when I was younger, it was always like phone call scams or people trying to sell them carpet scams, but more and more it's internet scams, or people like have called me that sound like they're from TalkTalk, and but when I ask them a question that they don't like, they hang up. So if I wasn't more savvy, because I grew up with computers and the phones and stuff, I wouldn't know. And as AI gets better, and it already is good enough to sound human completely. And like I said, it's not AI, it's not actually intelligent, but it can. It's complicated. It can blackmail. It can cause psychosis because it's a sycophant. Well, they've apparently seen that back, but I'm rambling now. This was supposed to be a 10-minute video, like a 5-minute video, just saying, don't vote for Reform. And I was moved because shout out to Hank. I don't know his channel. I think it's Hank. Sorry, he's an American YouTuber, and he just told like 4 things of good news and said people are hungry for messages of people who are who want to help and are kind and know what they're talking about. That I'm a master of now because this will go on my YouTube, but I really want to help, and I'm stuck waiting for rehab because I can't work whilst I'm on the. I need to be diagnosed with ADHD. Well, I need to be assessed for it. I'm pretty sure I fucking have it because, long story short, I need to go to rehab because I'm on stimulants, and yeah, it makes me. And my creativity came back and all that, and that's great. But I know my mental health is bad. I have insight because